Okay, so for our lesson 2 here, this is all about independent and dependent events. So again, this is all about independent and dependent events. Now, this is still, or this is all about probability of compound events na gihapon siya. Excuse me. So, part of this is the independent events, and we also have this what we call dependent events. So, this one here is also again another activities, no? So, you will just have to understand independent and dependent events. So, natay duha ka situation here. The first situation is that you will consider a box that contains 14 red balls, 12 blue balls, and 9 yellow balls. A ball is drawn at random and the color is noted and then put back inside the box. Then another ball is drawn at random. Find the probability that A, both are blue, B, the first red and the second is yellow. Now, situation number 2, no? You will have to consider a box that contains 14 red balls pa rin, 12 blue balls, and 9 yellow balls. Suppose the two balls are drawn one after the other without putting back the first ball. Find the probability that A, the first is red and the second is blue, B, both balls are yellow. So from the first, pwede na nimo ibalik. Like, pag makakuha na kasi sa kabol, ibalik na gihapon nimo. Tapos kuha na sad ka. Ana. Sa ikaduha na situation is, pagkuha nimo sa isa ka ball sa draw, dili na to nimo siya ibalik. Okay, tapos magkuha na sa kaglain. So, inga na ang situation sa number 2. So, laylay si dyan ang situation. Now, sa ilatuhan na situation, asa ka dito ang independent event o ang dependent events. So, in here, no, in situation 1, the probability of getting a blue ball in the second draw is not affected by the probability of drawing a red ball on the first draw, since the first ball is put back inside the box prior to the second draw. So thus, the two events are independent of each other. Two events are independent if the outcome of one event does not affect the outcome of the other event. So again, matawag siyang independent kung ang outcome sa imong isa ka event is dili maapektuhan sa outcome ng imong another na event. So like for example, when a coin is tossed and die is rolled, the event that a coin shows up head and the event that a die shows up E5 are independent events. What does that mean? Okay, walay connection, dili ma-affected ang imo outcome sa die kung mag-toss ka og coin. Again, walay ila connection, no? So, kibali dili affected ang every event because of that. So, that is what we call the independent events. Again, when we say independent events, that is the occurrence of one event that does not affect the occurrence of the other. So, another example is attending a singing lesson and raining today. Ginaaday connection pag mukanta ka, di kasagaran na ba ito no? Pag mukanta ka, hala, basing uwan. Pero the reality is, there's no connection. No, wayay, mapa-jabag ba na yung tingog or mapa-nindot ba na si jam, dili maapektuhan ang dagong. Dili maapektuhan ang uwan, ana. Okay? Dangga para kan lamang na jabag ta. Mauwan man og moinit jabag ta, wayay na bago. So, ana na siya, no? So, that is for the independent. Now, two events are independent if the occurrence of one of the events gives us no information about whether or not the other event will occur. That is, the events have no influence on each other. So, if two events A and B are independent, then the probability of both events occurring is the product of the probability of A and the probability of B. So, if we say that there are two events that are independent, all you just have to do in getting their probability is you will just have to multiply the probability of A and the probability of B. So like for example, natay tossing a die, no? So the probability of tossing a die, no? Tossing a coin. So, like for example, at the probability of getting ahead in tossing a coin is 1 over 2. And sa isa is the probability of getting a 5 in rolling a dice, so that is 1 over 6. So 1 over 8 times 1 over 6, that is 1 over 12. And that is your probability of getting these two events here, the P of A and B. Now, when the outcome of one event affects the outcome of another event, they are dependent events. So in situation 2 kagaina sa tugisgutan, if the ball was not placed in the box, then the drawing the two balls would have been dependent events. Okay? In this case, the event drawing a yellow ball on the second draw is dependent on event of drawing a yellow ball on the first draw. So, for example, okay, nata example dire, no? But before we will go on that example, let me just give you another example na lang muna before ta mag-solve dire. So, example of dependent events, again, kung may dependent events, these are the result of one event affects the result of the other event. So, like for example, studying hard and getting a high grade. Of course, it is dependent event. Eating a lot and gaining weight. It is dependent event. Playing computer games and submitting all assignments and projects on time. Dependent events. Okay. Another one here is another example for dependent events. So a box contains 7 white marbles and 7 red marbles. What is the probability of drawing 2 marbles and 1 red marble in succession without replacement? So that means na atay 7 ka white marbles, 7 ka red marbles, kinahanglan makakuha ta ng duha ka white marbles. Unsa daw ang probability na makakuha ka ng duha ka white marbles ug usa ka red marble? So again, na walay pag-replacement. That means, kung magkuha na ka ana, dili na to nimo pwede mabalik tong imong gikuha. So, on the first draw, the probability of getting a white marble is 7 over 14. Anong 7 over 14 man? There are 14 ka marbles. Okay? So, mo na imo ibutang sa denominator. Natay 14 ka marbles. And then, naaratay 7 ka white marbles. So, manang 7 over 14 para makakuha ta sa first draw ng white isa. On the second draw, no, ang probability nato of getting a white marble, kay di ba ingon diri, what is the probability of drawing 2 white marbles and 1 red marble? So, duha ka white ang ato kuhaon. Okay. So, the probability of getting a white marble is, dili ni 3 over 16 ha, that is 6 over 13. Again, that is 6 over 13. Nganong nahimo ra kan man na 6 over 13? Isay makatubag ana. So, i-change. Anong nahimo ra kan man na 6 over 13? Hala daw, be. Again, pagkuha na to sa bula na ato, nagbunot ta sa ato first draw ng nakabunot ta og white marble. So, naamo tong 7 over 14 na. Pag sa second draw, nganong 6 over 13 na kan man? Tungod kay, again, kung nakakuha na ta og isa ka white, that means minusan na si 7 nato og 1. So, mahimo ng 6. And then, kay nagkuha naman tag isa ka bola, maminusan na pud si 14 og 1. Mo nang nahimo siyang 13. The answer is 6 over 13. Kay nakakuha naman tag isa ka ball na white, so that means that 6 na. And then, sa isa ka ball, sa ubos, 14 man to sila, di ba? Na kay nakuha naman natong isa, manang nahimo na ka siyang 13. No, so that is for the second draw. Now, on the third draw, the probability of getting a red marble is 7 over 12. So, nganong 7 over 12 naman sad ni? Tungod kay, si red nimo, kaisa ra ka magkuha, o 1 red marble. So, that means, waya nakuhaan ng imo 7 na red marbles. Manang 7 imo ibutang sa numerator. Ang sa ubos, nganong nahimo siyang 12, tungod kay nakuhaan na tagduha ka bola from the first draw to the second draw. Maunang 14 minus 2 is equal to 12. That's why natay 7 over 12. Now, if we will use the formula, no, is we will just have to add them. So that is P of 1 white, 1 white, and 1 red. So that is equal to 7 over 14 plus again, this is 6 over 13 and 7 over 12. 6 over 13 and 7 over 12. So, dili na ni 7 over 52 ang answer. No? Sana may answer dire. O may LCD ng 14, 13, o 12. O may LCD ng 14, 13, o 12, everyone. What is the answer here? Sige, LCD anay ng 14 o 13. So, may LCD ng 14 o 13. 182 ba? Then, nato 182. And then, kapit na time, 2 minutes sa kan. That is 182. And then, 182 divided by 14, pila man? That is 13 times 7. That is 81 plus 182 divided by 13, that is 14 times 6, that is 84. So that is equal to 91 plus 84 is 175 over 182. Kasi add na sa nato sila sa 7 over 12. Okay, pila man ang LCD ni 182 ni 12. That is, pila man LCD ni 182 ni 12, guys. Multiply na lang nato 182 times 12, that is 2,184. So, 2,184 divided by 182. Wait lang, ay compute na ako. 12 times 175. 2,100 plus 2,184 divided by 12 times 7 is 1,274 plus 2,100 is equal to 3,374 divided by 2,184. So 3,374 divided by 2,184, that is 1.54. Utang na lang nako dili 54. Okay, correct ra ni nato sunod ha. Basin sa pagdali-dali. So that is 1.54. Okay, gihimo na ako siya na decimal. That is 1.54. Am I correct ba? 14 times 13 times 12. Yeah. Okay, so if two events A and B are dependent, then the probability of both events occurring is the product of the probability of A and the probability of B after A occur. Or in symbols, we use that P of A and B is equal to P of A times P of B following A. Okay, what does that mean following A? Again, if naa daw tay duha ka events that are dependent to each other, so we will use the formula here below. That is P of A times P of B. Kagaina no sa independent ka, we will just have to multiply P of A and P of P. Now itawag ini sa dependent is that ato i-multiply si P of A sa P of B over A. Pwede na ito inganaon na lang. P of B over A. So, it's already 3:02. Sorry, nang lapas na huwag time.